And it's time once again for some more Death Stranding. Last time, we delivered some metal. We started to learn a bit about where BBs come from. And our BB was sick. With autotoxemia, if I recall the name correctly. But he's doing fine now, don't worry.
Tired, huh?
And we brought another station online, which we're currently at. Let's not forget our energy drinks before we head out today. We also unlocked data, interviews, mules and drone syndrome. Bridge's primary objective is to rebuild America, and in order to rebuild, one of our main tasks is to reconnect cities and other settlements by re-establishing a delivery network. Back before the Death Stranding, the comms and delivery networks were what held society together. The whole thing was automated, AI managed, deliveries carried out by drone. The belief was that taking people out of the equation would revolutionize the entire system, but things didn't quite pan out that way. Instead, we started seeing cases of what would eventually be dubbed drone syndrome. It was too much for some folks to accept, leaving everything to machines and nothing for the common man. And indeed, the oxytocin deficiency and hormonal imbalances we confirmed seemed to back up that assessment. Humanity needed to be part of the process, so laws were put in place, and we stepped back into the picture again. And then what happened? All the people put out of work by machines who got called up again convinced themselves society couldn't survive without them, and that brought on a whole new disorder. Delivery dependence syndrome, they called it. When the Death Stranding tore us apart, the delivery problem spiraled even further. It wasn't helped any by the fact that chiral clouds prevented planes and drones from flying, which meant we had to go back to relying completely on human couriers whether we liked it or not. Eventually, delivering goods became all some lived for. They were obsessed, addicted, consumed by the desire to deliver. Over time, they turned into the mules we know and love today. And that's referring to the mules that we got attacked by on our last delivery. We didn't see them very much because we basically ran in the other direction, and they never really caught up to us. But I'm sure we'll see more of them as we progress. And that explains why we're making deliveries on foot. We can't use planes for some reason because the AI stuff interferes with that. The chiral clouds interfere with that. And we can't send things wirelessly because things with souls can't be sent through the chiral networks. Bridge babies. Look, I'm kind of new here at Bridges, so I don't know if any of this will be useful to you. Still, I'm happy to talk about BBs if that's what you want. They call me Dead Man, on account of my familiarity with the dead, get it? We've always been on good terms, you see. Used to have regular little chats back when I worked in the morgue. Anyway, that's also the reason I work on BB maintenance and research, to learn more about those who are no longer with us. But I digress. Fact is, BBs were already being issued to our forces in the field before I joined Bridges. What's more, research into the little guys had already been conducted long, long ago, but no one took the plunge and put what they'd discovered to practical use. Still, what that did mean is that when Bridges wanted to build our own BBs, most of the work had already been done for us. We just needed to follow the instruction manual, so to speak. Which isn't to say that we have any idea how they work. Not how they can detect BTs, or how they can connect this world to the other side. We still have much to learn about our little friends, but one thing is certain. Their continued study will lead us to a greater understanding of the Stranding, and of life and death itself. That much I can assure you. Well, I think that's about all I have to tell you today. Hopefully I'll have something new to share next time we chew the fat. See you around, I guess. I don't feel like chew the fat is an expression that Dead Man would say. But we've not spent a whole lot of time with him. Timefall, Dr. Hartman. Timefall was first recorded when the Death Stranding occurred, and despite all the years that have passed since then, we are no closer to understanding how or why it accelerates the passage of time for the objects and organisms it touches, or why it immediately turns to ordinary water having done so. Some researchers have gone as far as to posit this process as stealing time. As for why timefall is observed only in certain places, all that we know for certain is that it is somehow affected by local chiral concentrations. This is merely a hunch, but something in me suspects that the Death Stranding may have warped our perception of the passage of time. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing, you understand. We humans can conceive of our own deaths, and even the possibility of a place beyond death, yes? We have the capacity to conceptualize the future, an evolutionary advantage which aided our development as a species. Well, what if Timefall has given us a new, supercharged version of this essential ability? One that will take us to the next stage of our evolution. Perhaps we wouldn't need to hole ourselves up in the Knot Cities. Perhaps, in time, the Death Stranding will come to be seen as the phenomenon that saved our species. Exciting thoughts, I'm sure you'll agree. I, for one, can't wait to set out on our new journey. Who knows what awaits us? It looks like that's it for data for now. We have no orders. Let's see what there is to see. But of course, we can't forget bridge energy. Three whole cans. Doesn't look like there's anything else for us here.
Everything in your power to save BB.
We are. But we cannot release your son just yet. Believe me when I tell you it's for the best.
This woman in the mask who's done nothing but lie to me.
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID.
Sam, there's something I forgot to tell you. It's about managing your BB stress levels and reducing the risk of autotoxemic attacks. There are a few things you can do if your BB starts showing signs of distress.
Such as?
Such as take a moment to look after it. Cradle the pot, gently rock it, that sort of thing. Out of curiosity, how's it doing at the moment?
Before I answer that,
Something wrong?
when I hook up my BB, I see things.
What kind of things?
Like a face, someone I don't know, calling to me. There's this room, too, with other people talking, but I can't make out the words.
Bleed-through effect. Didn't I warn you about this? You're mistaking the BB's memories for your own. They're false flashbacks, nothing more. Let me explain. A BB is harvested from its steel mother at around 28 weeks and placed in a pod. To be clear, this is before it's even born. The procedure halts its development. But even at 28 weeks, its sensory systems have matured enough to process external stimuli. It is more than capable of encoding this information into memories, which can bleed into yours via your connection.
So who's the man I saw?
Someone from the medical team, maybe? Or a BB technician, does it matter? The BB has been in circulation for a while now. It's been handled by a lot of people. How should I know which one made an impression?
'Cause you're the expert.
No one's an expert, Sam. BBs were developed decades ago in secret. They're your quintessential black boxes. We may use them, but we don't truly understand them. Believe me, I've been trying to learn more, but almost all of the old records are gone. If I find anything out, I'll tell you, all right? Dead man's honor.
Clear. All weapons
So
will
that
remain
man in the
locked until
flashbacks.
departure. All clear. Welcome.
When you
Sam
see
Porter
somebody
Bridges.
freeze completely as he did and say something in that tone of voice, in all likelihood, there's about to be violence, but we didn't see anything beyond that. And Deadman, he's telling us not to get attached to our BB, it's just a tool. But here we are, cradling it and rocking it, listening to its cries. But I'm not sure what Deadman expects from us. We'll see if we have...
While you're resting, I ran some network diagnostics. Beryllium monitoring and holographic systems are nominal. Unfortunately, our printer is offline. I know, after all the trouble you went through to bring us those materials. This one's on us. We ordered a part a while back, but it never arrived. The printer needs it to communicate with the chiral network. Mules must have snatched it, caught that porter en route or something. If I'm right, they'll have taken it to their drop site, which is smack dab in the middle of their territory. Don't suppose you'd be up for stealing us our property back? Can't think of anyone more qualified than you.
This will be a sneaking mission, in other words. Some lost cargo to deliver. Oops. Recycle. That's what we can do with our metals.
Thank you for your continued support.
We didn't end up using any equipment on the last mission, so I don't think I need to make any more. Chiral crystal collection and a 30-kilogram delivery. Recovery. So I think we can take both of these on without much issue.
Mama's added a watchtower schematic to your PCC. If you don't have it on you, consider fabricating one. You never know when you'll need to recon an area. That thing you're holding is a crystal collector. Now, as the name suggests, it provides secure storage for any crystals you gather.
Allow me to describe your quarry. Chiral crystals appear gold to the naked eye and are frequently found in formations resembling human handprints. Surrounding rocks and debris tend to float a few feet above the ground. And they are most commonly found in areas with high precipitation. Got all that? Rain, floating rocks, golden handprints. That's your trifecta. Look for these three things and you'll find the crystals. If you've been especially observant, then perhaps you already know where to look.
Thank you for your contribution.
So now I'm starting to realize why we might not want to take on multiple orders at once, especially if they're in different directions. We could end up getting into the timefall, and our cargo could get worn down. But right now, I don't have any actual cargo because I'm supposed to go steal some. some signs.
Beginning scan. Have a pleasant journey.
These are left by other players. Oh, nice.
Safe travels. Have a pleasant journey. Safe travels.
And the good news is now we're starting to get to the part of the game where my last playthrough ended before I decided to start making these videos. So I'm going to start probably doing significantly worse, and looks like we need to go somewhere in this circle. Okay.
Weapons restrictions lifted.
Weapons.
Sam, chiral crystals are pretty small and can be difficult to spot with the naked eye. I'd advise you to use your ultra deck to point you in the right direction. If you want to survey a wider area, though, you might consider building a watchtower and relying on its sensors.
Okay. If we don't get enough crystals here, I will try to build a watchtower.
Almost there.
And I believe that sign there is a warning put down by another player that there's BTs nearby. Where do we want to put... Oh, this is a... Let's put it on the island. So we're getting close to some BTs. Even closer. We don't have to watch that animation every time. I will probably end up turning that off. We already have enough. Well, what's stopping us from building a tower here? I think the timefall will wear it down. And is it constant, or does it work like the weather? BB just gave us a thumbs up. I'd rather not build a structure in the timefall because it won't last. Oh, there's a ladder right here. Seems to be doing fine. It's worth the try to see what happens. It seems like we don't even need line of sight in order to actually see things with the tower as well. So it's okay if I don't build it at the tallest point. Okay. Select structure. Watchtower.
Okay.
The watchtower is so high that it doesn't really matter that I didn't pick a tall location for it. Let's deliver these crystals. And here is the non-working vehicle. We have to find some way to recharge it. My guess is...
Beginning scan. Weapons beginning scan. Scanning weapons restrictions lifted.
Oh, there's a cargo menu. Is there anything in the bike? No. Well, my guess is we don't have whatever is needed to restart that. We don't have batteries yet.
Sam, Cairo crystal deliveries are a little different from usual. The process is pretty simple, though. Access the delivery terminal and drop off any Cairo crystals you're carrying.
Cycle.
Got some chiral crystals for us? These crystals only form in places with elevated chiralium levels, which makes me wonder if expanding the network had something to do with it. Damn, son. That is a lot of crystals. Maintenance and R&D will both get their fill, looks like.
Container repair spray.
Excess Cairo crystals can be deposited at any facility. They'll be added to the stores held on site. These local stores include materials that you can draw upon to fabricate equipment as needed. Good work, Sam. It seems your connection level is increasing. As your connection level increases, larger quantities of resources will be made available to you at our facilities.
Bridges guard. So if the material storage is local, I guess that means it's not shared between all locations. Ah, so when we level up these various attributes, we actually get upgrades, so we can carry more now.
Oh, before I forget, this is for you.
That's container repair spray for patching up cargo containers. Good for dealing with timefall degradation and all that. Useful stuff if you and your cargo have been through the ringer. We've added it to your supplies list, so it's readily available if and when you need it.
If I do auto arrange, will it take these off of the shelf? Each one is only 1 kilogram. No, it didn't. Okay, we're good to go.
BC.
There is a correlation between elevated Corellium levels and increased crystal formation. This may well be the result of the network's expansion. You needn't worry though. Local chiral density is still within an acceptable range. If you find any more, be sure to collect it. You'll be well rewarded.
If you come into more chiral crystals, you can submit them at one of our facilities. And you can deposit other resources too, along with any items you don't need. Everything has its value. What we don't use as is can be broken down into components for R&D and other applications.
So everybody got their chance to say their piece to us yet again.
Safe travels. Beginning scan. Have a pleasant journey.
Still got work to do, Sam. Let's not keep people waiting.
Have a pleasant journey.
No, let's not
Safe
keep people
travels.
waiting. Further southwest. Try to pick up... Well, let's remove all of our other markers first. Okay. I think we'll just go straight there. I don't want to make it seem like I'm complaining about how much dialogue and how many cutscenes there are. It's just what happens to be going on at this point in the game. So if we go this way, we're going to be... Online sign target. We're going to be going through BT area. What if we cross the river? Well... Oh. I'm all turned around. I'm holding the compass button, but I'm not seeing my objective. I'll try drawing a line. We should be going south. And, okay. It was... I thought that icon was for this building. If I drink, will it restore past the amount that I would have from energy drinks? It looks like it may not.
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID. Weapons restrictions lifted. Beginning scan. Scan weapons restrictions lifted.
So it's just going to be uphill no matter what way we go.
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID. Clear. All weapons restrictions lifted.
Call it a rule or a habit, but most mules almost always bring stolen shipments home with them. Find the post box, steal back the cargo. Simple as that. But be careful, these guys are armed. If this goes sideways, be ready to fight.
So we have some sort of melee. Okay. That's just a post box. We probably... Strand. Ah, that's our rope. Can be used to bind human enemies from behind and parry attacks. Ready, strand, and bind. Okay. We're starting to get some more stealth-oriented tools, just like Metal Gear Solid. So we have also the ability to parry. It's gonna take a while to get the timing, I'm sure.
Anybody hear me?
Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I was trying to leave a like. There we go.
Thanks for the help. Today's a good day.
Remember, Sam, before you approach the mule drop site, we recommend you use a watchtower to confirm the location of the post box containing our cargo.
Okay, I'll put one down. Not a post box. The mouse refuses to go away. That flashing red over there is a mule, I think. There's our marker. Let's remove it. We're looking for a post box that contains... Is that one? That looks like a post box icon. Ah. Now we can actually see them walking around. Useful. Let's try to stealthily take out one of them. And we probably have to avoid those little posts. What was that? Ah, they can do a scan. Does that mean they know where we are? I'd rather not go over a edge blind. I could use a ladder. Holding our breath isn't going to help us. Let's stand. Stay far away from those things. Okay. Tall grass. So, to use our strand, we need to equip it. It's going to be L and then R. Okay.
Mule drop sites are rarely deserted, so remaining undetected is key. Keep a low profile and move slowly to minimize noise.
Ah, I think we're seeing footsteps from another player. Or are they the footsteps of the mule? So it looks like this one's by himself. Him or herself. And we get to sit and see what his pattern is. Or if there even is a pattern. And they're just standing there. Okay. It looks like it's gonna be a back and forth patrol. So if we can get into the tall grass. We should be able to take them out. Climbing anchor. Looks like we can't move the body. Oh, there's a pickup. Oh, that's just chiralium. Normally in stealth games you don't want to leave those lying around. Maybe it doesn't matter in this one. And is this just infinite use? Every time I open up the HUD, my mouse seems to appear. Yeah, not the biggest fan of that. See what I can do about that next time. I just need to get rid of that. I understand that I can change pages. Let's see if we can get rid of that mouse. No, I didn't see anything promising. I was able to see the mules without doing another scan. Which way is he facing? The classic back turned to us. But holding your breath does help with stealth. Even against enemies that are not BTs. I'd like the tooltip to go away, but we could get a fresh pair of boots. How much would all this be? We have 33. What if we take everything? That's gonna be way too much. Okay. With the lost cargo, we haven't really been consuming materials yet. So what if we just deliver lost cargo? Still pretty heavy. But the way back is pretty close. And I'm curious to see what happens if we do take this much cargo. See if we missed anything. The more boots. Those are very lightweight. I think it's just 0.5 kilograms. I guess we're done here. We have the printer. We can make our way back. Oh boy. Crouch. That's why I'm going so slow. Sometimes it's hard to know what his current posture is, especially when we have this massive tower of crates blocking our view. There isn't a stance indicator. Downhill all the way back. Somehow, I didn't fall. Careful now.
Damn addicts chasing a cargo high. Shame we gotta deal with their bullshit at all. Back in the day, AI did everything. Deliveries were handled by unmanned vehicles and drones. All we had to do was sit back and let them work. It was revolutionary, damn near singularity. No reason for it not to take off, but it didn't. People didn't like it when we took the human element out of the service industry. So, after some consideration, we put it back in. Made jobs no one really needed and gave them to folks who couldn't live without them. And from there, it snowballed. Now we got cults of cargo-chasing crazies
This looks
who get off on
hilarious.
hijacking shipments. Jackal's always on the lookout for the next porter. Make sure you're not him.
Well, that was fun. It reminded me of a little bit of Metal Gear Solid. We don't have quite the arsenal that Snake has, nor the
Beginning scan. Scanning
lethality.
bridges ID. Verifying ID. Clear. All weapons remain safe travels. Cargo verified. Thank you.
But we still have
Have a
options.
pleasant journey. Safe travels. Decontaminating suit. All clear. Welcome, Sam Porter Bridges.
Use of weapons is prohibited.
Looks like these are going to their intended destination for once.
Trying to put the rest of us to shame. Fine by me. See you around. Good work. in working order. Sorry to push you through so much trouble, but trust me, it'll be worth it. Excellent. The unit doesn't have a scratch on it. Never doubted you'd come through for us.
Sam, how are your shoes holding up? Not too well, I imagine, conditions being what they are out there. Nothing ruins your day like shoes falling apart while you're on the job. Carry on like that and it's only a matter of time before you injure yourself. I've arranged for boots to be added to your supplies. Bridges standard issue, so they ought to fit you fine. You should always carry an extra pair. But if you forget or run into trouble, you can fabricate another via a terminal at one of our many facilities.
See you around.
Congratulations, Sam. I understand you now have access to a chiral printer. An extraordinarily useful device that can only function because of the manner in which our network utilizes the beach, enabling us to transfer massive volumes of data instantaneously. Since under normal circumstances, such transfers would take hours, if not days, some have speculated that the chiral network might, in essence, be a time machine. That it is transmitting data into the past. Suffice it to say, we have yet to fully grasp the fundamental nature of the network and the beach which we have come to rely on. One might liken our relationship with it to that of primitive mans with fire. Is it useful? Quite. Is it dangerous? Undeniably so. Nevertheless, we have decided that the reward outweighs the risk. Furthermore, as the BTs are linked to the beach, it stands to reason that further study and experimentation could be of considerable benefit. The same could be said regarding you, of course. Rest assured, I will keep you apprised of what I learn. You have my word.
Good work. New order available. Please access delivery terminal for further information.
And that's going to do it for this episode. We got to experience some more stealth gameplay, this time against humans that we could actually do something about. So I'll see you next time in Death Stranding.